Welcome back, Little Big Heroes. I mentioned it in the previous video, but I wanted to quickly mention it again today. I wanted to give everyone a huge thank you for all of your support on the latest Dreams videos. We're aiming to build a solid Dreams community, and we couldn't do it without you heroes. So thanks, and here's to the future of Dreams. Today, we wanted to take a look at some games which would be awesome to see remade in Dreams. If you enjoyed today's video, why not give us a like? If you're new to the channel, subscribe to become a Little Big Hero. We'd love to have you here. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell to keep updated with all of the latest Dreams content. We've seen a lot of games over the years get a remake in some form. Many of these are very well received, and there are always calls from fans to remake the next game on their wish list. Recently, those remakes have come in the form of the Crash Insane Trilogy, Shadow of the Colossus, Spyro Reignited Trilogy, and soon Resident Evil 2 and Medieval, which we can't wait to play. All of these games were loved by fans, and a remake from the ground up is extremely appealing. So, what about Dreams? Dreams is a game where you can make essentially anything we want. Our own games, films, music, artwork, you name it. We can already imagine all of you planning your own ambitious Dreams projects, and we know a lot of you will create something special and unique. But part of us believes that remaking games will be a core interest among the community. The ability to remake your favourite games, whether they previously had a remake or not, and stamping your own style on it is hard to resist. It's also a great opportunity to test how Dreams can handle these real games, so remaking them can serve as a very interesting test. Personally, we wanted to take PlayStation 1 games due to the fact that graphically they were relatively simple with modest technical specs, and remake those. I'm sure there's plenty of older games that deserve a remake, and you could be the person to make it happen. We were curious, so we put out a poll on Twitter to find out what you guys would prefer to remake. At the time of recording this video, 44% say they want to remake older games, 30% want to remake modern AAA titles, 26% will remake modern indie titles, and hilariously 0%, that's right, 0%, will remake a battle royale game. So there's a mixed bag here, but clearly older classics are the preferred choice. Modern AAA titles will be interesting to remake to see just how advanced Dreams is, and if it can keep up with the modern representation of a high quality game. Modern indie games are perhaps the most likely to become successful, as they are normally built by small teams and with a small budget, and I can see Dreams tailoring to that market perfectly. Even if you don't plan to remake anything, it could still be good practice before you embark on your own original project. Want to make a JRPG? Try remaking elements from Persona or Final Fantasy. Survival horror? Again, remake elements from Resident Evil or Silent Hill. When you learn from the best, it can only help you improve your skills and knowledge. It's important to make original pieces of work, but we can't help feel excited at the prospect of modernising some of our favourite games. In our previous video, we discussed the Dreams beta. We touched on our plans to test if every genre is possible to make successfully in Dreams. Instead of creating some generic test, it's perhaps much cooler to remake elements of certain games. On top of the JRPG and survival horror examples, we could remake some first-person games, either as a walking simulator or a straight-up horror game. Outlast, Resident Evil 7, or the dreaded PT demo. Game Informer were screaming for a God of War remake, and we'd love to give Devil May Cry a go. Open world games will be interesting because nobody knows yet how the thermal will handle that. Our best guess would be that the maps would need to be split into sections which load in at certain points, like a reduced version of Borderlands. With the recent Red Dead Redemption 2, a lot of people will be crazy enough to try and make an open world with an insane amount of detail. Sports and racing games aren't something we are so keen on recreating, but we will try to see what's possible, and that includes a Rocket League remake. They say MMO games aren't possible due to the lack of online player numbers, especially in the beta, which stands at 0 players online, but it's still possible to remake some elements with NPC characters to capture the feel of that genre. And, as we mentioned from our poll, not many people are interested in battle royales, but we will make an exception simply to test the water, but in our own style. As you can see, there's a lot we want to explore in the beta, as well as the full game, and you can expect to be kept up to date with daily Dreams content once the beta arrives. Are you interested in remaking a particular game or genre? Will it be older games needing a facelift, or your own version of a modern game? Let us know down in the comments below. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed, why not leave us a like? Subscribe to become a Little Big Hero, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell to keep updated with all of the latest Dreams content. See you in the next Dreams video.